Hi, this is my first Korean. You know, in a Korean sentence, the verb is at the end to complete your sentence. But this verb part is not just the verb itself, and a lot of rules and functions are squeezed in this verb ending part. So, in this video, we will learn how this verb ending structure is composed of. First, this verb ending part is composed of the main verb. This is just a verb you know, like to go, to eat, to study, something like that. And the verb stem is only left here for conjugation. After the main verb, what we need is the tense. There are four basic tense. Present tense and adding nothing means it is the present tense. Past tense is to add, at, or at, or had, depending on the vowel that the last letter of the verb stem uses. If you don't know what to choose among these three, then please watch my other video, 존댓말 and 반말. Future tense is to add 리을 or 을거, depending on whether the last letter of the verb stem ends in a consonant or a vowel. And the past perfect tense is to add as었 or 어섰 or 했었. And the last part is decided according to the formality and honorific levels. So there can be four cases. Formal honorific using 비읍 or 습니다. Formal plain using 다. And the informal honorific using 아 or or 해요. And the informal plain is to delete 요 at the end from the informal honorific. So, these three things, the main verb, tense, and the formality and honorific levels, are the basic ending factors you need to complete your sentence. And as they are just the basic factors, they do not deliver any special nuance or sentiment by themselves. They just deliver the meaning of the main verb according to the right tense, formality, and honorific levels. So, if you only use these basic endings always, you may sound like a robot. So, to make our sentence more expressive and dynamic, there are two more spaces: supportive verb and special endings. Please note that these two are optional, so you may choose or you may not choose depending on what you want to say. What is a supportive verb? Here's an example. Want to go. Go is the main verb and want to is the supportive verb to give a special function as a wish, right? In Korean, we have similar supportive verb like 고 싶다 for want to, 아 or or 해야 하다 for should. And the progressive tense 고 있다 is here in the supportive verb place, not in the tense, because it can collaborate with other tenses like present progressive, past progressive, and future progressive. And there are a lot more supportive verbs you can use in this place. And here, if the supportive verb is used, it becomes another verb stem to be conjugated with the following tenses. And the last thing that can be added is the special endings. You may hear some other endings like 지, 잖아, 거든, 네, 구나, 는데, something like that. There are some special endings with special functions each. So, when you want to give some special emotion or nuance, then you can use them in replacement of the informal plain endings here. And if you add 요 at the end, it can be the informal honorifics. Please note that these special endings are used only in the informal endings, not for the formal endings. So let me call them informal special endings. Okay, we've learned the 5 ending factors, so making your own endings are to connect the dots among them. Let's try. 가다 means to go, and 가 is the verb stem, so we only leave the verb stem 가 for conjugation. and I connect it with the 고 싶다 for want to. Here, 싶 is another verb stem, so delete the 다. And I connect to the past tense, and the verb stem 싶 is using E vowel, so ot is used among the three. And I choose the special informal honorific ending, 잖아요, which we can use when the speaker have a certainty that the listener would know or understand what the speaker says. It is like to say, you know, right? Then the whole ending structure becomes 가고 싶었잖아요, which is like to say, you know, I wanted to go. Here in Korean, this you know part is at the ending part. And like I said, this supportive verb and the informal special ending are optional, so you can skip them if they are not necessary to say your sentence. For example, after the main verb, 가다, to go, then you can skip the supportive verb and choose the future tense, 리을 거. And then finally select the informal honorific ending. But here, if it is the future tense, we use 이다 verb always. 이다 is the verb to be used after a noun or a noun form. And here this 거 is a noun form actually, so we use 이다 verb for the future tense. When it is 이다 verb, the informal honorific ending becomes 이에요 or 예요, depending on whether the preceding letter ends in a consonant or a vowel. And the informal plain ending becomes 이야 or 야. So the last part is 예요 because the 거 ends in a vowel. So the whole sentence is 갈, 거, 예요, which is corresponding to will go in English. And this is the future tense informal honorific ending with no special purpose ending. This is how we make our sentence endings. And this was the verb ending structure for declarative sentence type actually. And there are three more sentence types. Interrogative sentence, which is like a question. Imperative sentence, which is to command or order someone to do something. And propositive sentence, which is to suggest, like to say, let's. In interrogative sentence, which is the question sentence, everything remains the same as the declarative sentence, but this formal honorific is changed into 비읍 or 습니까 with a question mark. So, 갑니까 is do you go, and 먹습니까 is do you eat, something like that. And in a question, the formal plain becomes 냐. So, do you go is 가냐, and do you eat is 먹냐. Like
아프냐?
예.
나도 아프다.
so, except the formal endings, the other endings can be used for this question sentence with the question mark and raising your tone at the end. So, the previous declarative ending 갈 거예요 is simply changed to 갈 거예요. In imperative sentence, which is to command or order someone to do something, basically these informal special endings are not used because they are for declarative and question sentences only. So they are deleted here in the imperative sentence. And the formal honorific is changed into 으십시오 or 십시오, depending on whether the verb stem ends in a consonant or a vowel. But please be careful that the ending is not 요, but 오. So if 가다, to go, is conjugated with this formal honorific ending, it becomes 가십시오, which means go or please go. And please eat can be 먹으십시오, something like that. In the formal plain, the ending is changed into 라. So 가다 becomes 가라. and eat can be 먹어라, something like that. And the informal honorific is basically the same, so you can keep its form of 해요, like 가요 and 먹어요. But you know, this imperative sentence is to command, so it can sound rude. So to be extra careful, we put the extra honorific suffix 시 here. And 시 and are combined as 세, as one word, so it becomes 으세요 or 세요. So the commanding sentence, please go, in informal honorific is 가세요. And please eat is 먹으세요. Okay? And the informal plain ending remains the same. So go is just 가. And hey, eat this is 야, 이거 먹어. And finally, the last sentence type is propositive sentence, which is to suggest, like to say, let's. Here as well, this informal special ending is gone. So the formal honorific changes into 비읍시다 or 읍시다. So let's go is 갑시다 and let's eat is 먹읍시다. And this formal plain is empty here. And the informal honorific remains the same. So the sentence let's go in informal honorific is just the same as the declarative sentence like 가요. And let's eat is 먹어요. But as you can imagine, the same ending form can be confusing, so we normally put 같이, together, like 같이 가요, let's go together, and 같이 먹어요, let's eat together. And the informal plain ending in this suggesting sentence is to add 자. So, let's go here is 가자, and let's eat is 먹자. Okay? This was just a big picture of the Korean ending structure, and I will see you for more details of each special ending and supportive verb later. Bye for now. 안녕.